Hello? Hello, everybody. Test. Is this thing on? Test. Test. Well, hello. Hello, everybody. We're gonna go to face soon here. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. So, can we get some, oh, who hasn't liked? If you have not liked, thou shalt like thy video. I command that thee shall like thy stream. Liketh thy stream. Thank you. Thank you. Loppy wants likes. I'm trying to think of snazzy ways to tell you to hit the like button. Loppy wants likes. Thou shalt like thy video. Just do it. Just do it. This music is slapping. Like, this music slaps. I love it a lot. Kudos to the music. So, how is everybody doing today? I see a lot of people in the chat. We have a medley of subjects today. So give that like a slap. Give the like button a nice little tap. Give the like button a little tippity tap, tap, tap. Tap that like button. Give it a real good rubbing. Oh. Oh my. And now let's get the wall of purple demon horns up for Monday Monad. Love it. Ooh. This microphone's a testy bitch. Alright, full purple demon horns. More, more, more. I love it. We're a little demonic here in Monday Monad, only because we're very invested in reason, and that seems to be of the devil to a lot of other ideologies out there. It's a shame. They don't know what they're missing. Nice. Love it! We are almost there. Yay! This also helps me mark where to cut the video, although I might not do that this time. Okay, let us go to Big Face. Face in 3 and 2 and 1. And hello, everybody. My name is Jan Erickson, and this is my channel, Monday Monad, in which we talk about Hyperianism and inner star actualization. On Mondays, I release a video, and on Fridays, we have a Friday night chat, where we catch up on some things, we elaborate more on some topics, we answer questions, we talk about things that are going on currently in the world, this, that, and the other, and lots of coolio cooliness. That is now a thing. Anyways. Today, I kind of have just a little bit of a medley of topics. Really, it's going to be kind of sporadic today, spontaneous today. So we'll see how today goes, because mostly I just want to sort of celebrate a little mini milestone that we have hit 1,200 subscribers. And thank you so much, everybody who has been in this journey so far. I wish I would have started Monday Monad forever ago, but here we are now, and it's going just fine. So I'm super happy and ecstatic about everything that's been happening with Monday Monad. So hello, all of you beautiful, lovely little monads. Thank you so much for liking the video and sharing it and stuff, and thank you for all those little purple demon horns. That helps me get the face mood going. So yeah, yay, 1,200, yay! And I got Loppy here, of course. This is Loppy, the revolutionary unicorn. He is not a magical unicorn, he is a revolutionary unicorn. So Loppy is kind of a little bit of a mascot for us. That's why you see Loppy during Loppy's load in the beginning of each live stream. And you also get a little dose of Loppy at the end of each Monday Monad episode. So, unicorns for Loppy. And hello, everybody. Let's say hello. Hello, Roberta. Nice to see you. And Renaissance Fairy, always here. And Cassie, how's it going? Can't wait to see you. I get to see Cassie later this year, in a couple of months. And Cynthia, hello. Cassidy, hello. And Christina Awakened, thank you so much for coming in and saying hi. Hi, hello. Yes, Loppy. We all love Loppy. We all love Loppy. You'll have to pardon my cough. I have a cough from smoking too much weed. Not right now. I'm not like super stoned right now, but just in general. And I have allergies, which doesn't help. Yay! Alright, let's turn down the music just a little more. I don't want it to overpower things too much. But I don't like the music to go completely away either. I really just kind of tried to talk about anything other than like the Grand Notorious slap heard around the Holos, and it's still going on, and I almost regret like making a video on it myself, but there it is. So if you haven't seen last Monday Monads episode, it's about the notorious Will Smith Chris Rock slap. And really what I talked about in that video was kind of just like the idea behind what happens internally when someone experiences humiliation and decides to act out violently because of that. So I kind of wanted to just talk more about that again this live stream. But I'll tell you what, like, I made that episode, and this topic has just continued to go on and on and on, and it's still going on. I think Will Smith finally just released a statement that he is going to be retiring from the Academy of Arts and Sciences and whatnot, the official academy. But really, I just really want, through all of this, even as annoying as it is, just to drive home a really big inner star actualization point, and really focus on the thing that happens inside of you when you experience humiliation, or somebody humiliates you, or you feel like some injustice has been done to you. How feeling humiliated, feeling like sad, angry, feeling what's the word I'm looking for? Why am I drawing a blank? Like feelings of resentment and anger often follow feelings of humiliation, and the shadow work is there in dealing with those feelings. When somebody gets violent, when they feel humiliated, or like some injustice has been done to them, what often happens is they'll bypass experiencing any of that because it's so miserable, right? You can't even deal with it. You don't want to feel humiliated. That's not a nice feeling. Feeling used, bruised, and abused and all that. It's not fun. But you got to deal with the shadow work is dealing with those emotions and recognizing those emotions and how they make you feel, what emotions are paired with what sort of sensations in your body. Like, you have to like sit and do a body check. Like, how am I feeling? Like, am I shaking? Am I like breathing short? Am I just furious? Am I fuming? Am I sweating? Am I feeling sick to my stomach? Like, you have to do those kind of thoughts and checks, and then figure out what to do for yourself. Like, take care of yourself. When you act out violently, what you do is you're bypassing and you're ignoring that, and you're skipping that shadow work, and you're channeling into your power self in a very unhealthy manner. And your power self is the action-taking, like, commander thing. So if you don't have your shadow ducks in a row, this power self commander is going to come out and, well, do the Will Smith slap. It's gonna make an ass out of you. It's going to make you hurt other people, hurt yourself, hurt your opportunities for better circumstances and situations, better chances for better decisions. It's not good to tap into your power self before you really take care of a lot of some key components in your shadow work. And this has been said time and time again in Hyperianism. When you tap into your power self without doing shadow work, this is what leads to things like bad leaders, bad leadership, leaders that, hurt people, limit people, entice and antagonize people, and create wars and violence and famine and homelessness and all sorts of nasty shit. So I think this is just a big reminder, this whole Will Smith slap thing, of just like how you really need to do the shadow work. And the shadow work is sorting through those emotions, facing those emotions, realizing where they come from, understanding it. No, you don't have to constantly take people's shit. That's not what I'm saying. You don't have to sit there and take people's crap. But if somebody insults you, offends you, or whatever, does something bad to you, and you feel like humiliated, this, that, and the other, like, it's not the reasonable choice to act violently like that. I mean, was Chris Rock's joke, like, good? No, obviously not. That was a joke in poor taste. That's not okay. But there's, like, no reason for that slap to happen. And it's so ridiculous just how much argument has been going back and forth over that simple slap. And even some of my favorite YouTubers have been getting flack and crap for just simple takes of like, no, we can't condone violence. We can't just normalize going up and assaulting a comedian for saying a bad joke. I'm sorry, that joke was just, there's no joke that needs that kind of action. So this is just total unchecked shadow shadiness. Anyway, shall I check back in with the chat? Any thoughts on the matter? Because I swear, I'm so ready for this to be over. Over, I say. Over, Loppy. We're over this. I really like the take that Jim Carrey released on the matter of saying if it was him, he would like sue the next day, and how Hollywood is absolutely spineless. Yeah, 100% agree. And I guess Jim Carrey is retiring, which is sad, but I totally get it. I guess he just wants to be chill and like paint and stuff. Another thing that kind of irritated me, I don't think I got to speak on as in my video, because when I posted the video, I saw a lot of comments that people were like, well, don't you think that this is fake? Don't you think that this was set up? No, I don't. And if you think that, fine. I'm not thinking anything bad of anybody who thinks that, but I'm not going to be judgmental of it. But when people say that, like, oh, don't you think it's fake? What I think about is the whole scenario where there's the theater house full, packed with people, and the theater house catches on fire. And a clown, like an actor dressed up as a clown, comes out and is like, the theater is on fire, everybody get out. But they thought it was fake. So they just like laughed and like clapped and stuff because they thought it was such a great dramatic, performance. And then they all burned and died. Like, that's kind of like what I think about. Just when people are like, oh, don't you think that was fake and set up? Like, no. My goodness. It's like the clown coming out on stage and saying the theater's on fire. It's like, I'm like, shit, I'm going. Theater's on fire? Crap, I'm out. I am gone. we don't need these kind of high profile people to be setting this kind of example for future generations. Especially where we're coming this far in this really hard journey of like this age of accountability. And we're gonna like slack back now. Nah. I mean, I get the thought. I get entertaining the thought like, well, they're both high profile actors and comedians. Like perhaps that was like, but that's the thing, is it was just so outrageous and unreasonable that yeah, it really did kind of seem fake. It's like, did that happen? I'm like, did I take too many bong hits or did that just happen? And then yeah, all week, and my favorite YouTubers talked about it all week, and they got crap all week. So my hair is like, I don't know, like it's making a funny shape. I don't know if it needs to be more poofy or what. I've been struggling with my hairstyle lately. Like, I don't know if I want it to grow out longer or just cut it short again, or if I want like the mullet back or what. I just don't know. So, that is my final, just kind of closing assessment on the whole Will Smith slap thing. And frankly, I don't think this is going to go away. We are just going to continue to see memes and jokes about it. It was kind of funny at first. Don't, I mean, there's parts of it I laughed. I laughed, okay? I laughed. I admit, when I watched that, like, yes, it was horrible and I don't condone it, but my God, that was a beautifully formed slap. Like, mwah. Like, that, I couldn't help but just think that. Like, that was terrible, but that was, like, perfectly formed. Like, I mean, I guess if you're gonna slap somebody, there you go. At least make it good. At least make it count. Well, that's a bitch slap that Will Smith's never gonna freaking forget. And that's the thing, too. When you tap into your power self, when you let your power self take over, and you don't do your shady work, your shadow work there, your shadow checking, or just like, like check your anger, and be a reasonable person, like you're gonna ruin like your future. You're gonna make an ass out of yourself. And yeah, he ruined that whole like standing ovation for that award he got. It's like, yay, like perfect example of like how your power self can just ruin things for you. You like your whole progress and everything because you want to skip steps. You just want to skip steps and get to the part where you're feeling good and on top and like very powerful and on top of yourself. Well, we all want that. That's great to want. We all want to feel in control, and that if somebody's wronged us, we can bring some justice to that, things that, or defend ourselves or stand up for ourselves. Those are all very good things, but there's a time and a place, and if he was to be more reserved and better tapped into his shadow problems, then he could have reserved his anger, and then when he accepted the award, could have just kind of made a very witty like snapback at Chris Rock to just like really get back at that and deal with it that way. That's kind of what I would have hoped to have. Like, you can bring justice to yourself and things like that if you feel humiliated and whatnot, but you gotta do it with some class, man. Do with some reason and some class. That's why I don't like as Hyperians, we want revolution, right? But when you say revolution, sometimes it comes with that extra, kind of violent stuff. People like to lean into the whole French Revolution as an example and stuff like that with the guillotines and things. And that's what I've been kind of, led to think to over this week with the whole Will Smith thing. It's like this whole just leaning onto the violence. Like, I get it. There's so much in this world that just, like, makes you feel angry and humiliated, and there's so much about the rich elite and the 1% and all this and that, high-profile people just ruling over the world, like, destroying it, like, all that crap. Like, I get it. But this whole, like, violence, like, storm the Capitol, like, guillotines, all these things, like, guillotines, girls, choppy boy, like, it only goes so far. And with Hyperianism, I love Hyperianism because it makes it very clear that this is a war of the mind and ideas. The war of the mind and ideas. You can gain power. You can do things like that. You can bring justice to things and bring, gain control over things and be in power in a reasonable way, but you got to do it with class, with reason, with doing the shadow work, with managing your emotions and your stresses and your anger and all this tension and stuff. Anger is beautiful. Anger is lovely. Anger lets you know that things aren't okay and something needs to change. It's wonderful. Anger is beautiful. Using your anger to bring justice to things, to turn things over in a way that is, helpful for humanity, that helps humanity grow. Like, that's wonderful. Do that, but, like, do it with some class. Come on. Stop with the slapping. Stop with the guillotine. Stop with the freaking behead the rich or whatever, like that kind of talk. Like, we saw what happens when people storm the Capitol, right? Revolution isn't gonna happen with pitchforks and fire and torches and chasing rich people out of their homes and terrorizing. That's not, no. And oh no. That's tapping right into your power self without doing all the shadow work first. Okay? Everything's very systematic. Yes, Jewel Marsh, right on the head. Love me some classy, righteous anger. Classy, righteous anger. Mm-hmm. And I think it's better, too. I think that's a better sting and a better slap to the people in the rich elite and the high-profile people who are just setting a bad example and essentially destroying the human race. Absolutely. Like, we're going to slap them, but we're going to slap them with some class. We're going to slap them with some reason. Like, I mean, I don't know. That was good. I'm glad this is recorded. Violence is not the way. Violence is not the way. I think that's why I like my Loppy the Revolutionary Unicorn, because he's not magical. He's a reasonable unicorn. And he grew up in a world where all the unicorns are magical, or they thought they were magical, but Loppy saw otherwise, that they were actually dumb unicorns. They weren't magical at all. They just believed in magic. But Loppy gets things done reasonably by setting goals and taking steps, making reasonable goals, short-term goals, accomplishing those, and inevitably accomplishing a lot of big things in the long run. Right, Loppy? And I make these Loppy lumps. See, they look like Loppy, right? They're so cute. They're little balls. They're Loppy lumps. I make these and I sell them. Hit me up if you want one made. I will absolutely make one for you. Hit me up in messages or something. They are these white ones. You can choose a color for the tail. Simple white ones, they are $30, shipping included. Cassie says, I need more Loppy backstory, like a children's book. We should probably work on that, Cassie. We should probably work on that. Haha, you have to work on a project with me. But no, I think like maybe like a Loppy comic book or something, or like short Loppy comics is in order. In fact, I think it was Susan, our lovely Hyperion creator Susan Mitchell, who actually gave me that idea first. She had the idea to do Loppy comics. Because Loppy's so cute. But Loppy has a lot of crazy things to say. Not crazy, like crazy, crazy, but like really intense, reasonable things to drop. So, Loppy, can you sit here? Is this too much for you? Oh my god, Loppy can sit right there. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, I feel kind of... I hope that message came across, because it's just so, like I said, it's so nuts how long this thing is drawn out. And frankly, I just want to focus on the topic of violence and anger. And when is it okay to do this, that? Obviously, defend yourself. I mean, if somebody is taking a knife and poking it, trying to poke it in your eyeballs, you might want to do whatever it is you can do to stop them from stabbing your eyeballs out. But, I mean, you don't need to go out and kill people and harm people and assault people to change the world. And especially with all this war stuff going on, this is all just like example of tapping into power self without doing the shadow work first. So, happy Friday, everybody. We are just wrapping up some things from the earlier in the Monday's episode. I'm trying to look at my notes. I'm not being totally distracted here. I promise. The never-ending thing that's just dragging on all week. And I want it to end. Oh, right. So, I guess President Biden declared yesterday, like, a trans visibility day. I thought that was interesting. I was like, yay, trans day. I'm trans. I am non-binary trans. I am trans-masculine. But I also couldn't help but have some thoughts about it, considering other thoughts on the, like, I'm like, this is good, but then I started thinking about some cons, and the kind of cons I'm thinking about is the fact that here we're in a predominantly capitalistic society. And so I'm like, yay, trans day. But then on the other hand, I'm like, oh no, there's going to be so many poor trans people. And I don't mean like poor as in like they don't have money, but I mean like as in like I feel sorry for them, those poor trans people. I feel like they're going to be made a spectacle. We're going to be made a spectacle by a lot of companies that are looking to sort of tokenize their trans employees, like human resources centers, like exploiting their poor, like, trans employees for programs and things to create trans awareness, or just like take pictures of them to put on their company website to say, hey, we're inclusive, but then not actually do any work within the company to educate anybody on creating an environment that's functionable for trans people, for non-binary trans people. That was my concern the other day. On the one hand, I was like, yay, I love this, I'm celebrating it. But then on the other side, I'm like, oh no. Like, there's gonna be so many of us that just get tokenized as, like, the company trans person to appear, like, on the company front page pamphlet to just, like, make it seem like they're being inclusive, but nobody's really inclusive, and everybody's just horribly transphobic. Or even worse, transphobic and not even aware of it. Just this really nasty ignorance going on, so that is just something I'm still mulling over. I don't know if I want to speak about that or not. It gets a little interesting sometimes because with Monday Monad, I want to keep it Hyperion, but sometimes some subjects, it's like the takeaway isn't necessarily Hyperion. It's just like a reasonable take, and I happen to be Hyperion, but I don't know if that justifies it as an actual Hyperion video. So we'll see where that kind of goes. But I have had some thoughts about that, the trans day for the transes, for us transies. No, don't listen to me. I may be trans, but I am clueless. Speaking of which, I just passed my 4 months, yeah. I think I'm on 4 months now on testosterone. And it's feeling really good. All right, yeah. Cool beans. Nice. Nice. I feel like I got everything I wanted to talk through earlier. I'm trying to figure out a way for Friday night live streams to be something more of like a medley of topics rather than just like one big topic. But yeah, like I said, I've just been so distracted by the stupid Will Smith thing, and I feel just like super burned out. And so then I started poking around the Monday Monad YouTube account today, and I noticed that we just hit like 1,200 subscribers. So I'm so ecstatic about that. Thank you guys so much. I mean, this support is and this growth just feels really organic. It may be slow crawling, but it just feels really good. Like it's gonna grow into something really solid. So I'm definitely going to continue with this. I'm going to keep posting videos every Monday, and we're going to keep live streaming on Fridays. And I'm just going to keep that going. And I want to expand on it, obviously, but, I'm just taking it kind of just 1 week at a time. So, yes, thank you so much, Christina. I appreciate that. Soon we will be at the point where we can have all the special like custom emojis and things like that for Monday Monad. We are almost there. It's just a matter of getting more of my content viewed by new people and stuff. So sharing my work, spreading the work around really helps. And subscribing to my Patreon especially helps. I definitely appreciate the financial support. It is extremely needed and very appreciated, and it just means bigger and better things for this channel and just, more security for me to be able to keep the place that I am in and keep food in my stomach, things like that. And, I think somebody asked about Chunk earlier. Yes, I have a dog friend named Chunk who belongs to another family right now, but there is a possibility I could have him permanently. I just need more income, so lots of things I'm motivated to do, and that's why I really hope people are interested in Loppy Lumps. Hit me up for a Loppy Lump. I will make you a Loppy Lump, and you could be part of the Loppy Lump fam. And everybody actually who has a Loppy Lump, I love it because they send me like really cool pictures of like what they've done with their Loppy Lumps and places where their Loppy Lumps go, and it's so hilarious. And I've started collecting some of the pictures. Yeah, y'all really must get one. Like I said, they're really simple. They look like Loppy. You can get a white one just like this. The tail and the mane also comes in other colors. Just message me, hit me up, and I will hook you up. $30, shipping included. inside the US. If it's shipping out of the country, then it's like $10 more. And that's just to cover shipping. But oh, John, did I make yours live? Oh yeah, that's right. I think I tried to make one like on a live stream, like I was going to do that regularly. But the problem was is I had to look down at the loppy lump while I was sewing, and then I ended up like poking myself and hurting myself. Oh no. Anticrisis says my shadow lump just had eye surgery. Yes, I have shadow lumps, so it's the same thing as a loppy lump, only it's black for like to represent the shadow self. Those are much smaller and finer to make, so those do cost more. But they are also very worth it. You can have little shadow lumps. And you can order as many as you want from me. Just give me some time to make them. And ordering a loppy lump from me, purchasing a handmade loppy lump from me, goes to helping me thrive, survive, and keep this channel alive. I love everybody is like, I got a shadow lump. Let's see, Renaissance Fairy has a pumpkin lump. So these little loppy lumps are just, it's so that you can have your own like loppy, like I have loppy. It's so you can have like a little that kind of joy too, and you can use it like if you're feeling lone or even if you're feeling mad, you can use it to help you with your shadow work. Like if you're feeling super angry and you want to slap somebody, you can just like look at your lump and be like, oh, I want to slap somebody. And your loppy lump will be like, no, save it for later. Save it for your art. Save it for your kickboxing class. Like, save it for your next article you're writing. That's what your loppy lump's going to do for you. Your loppy lump reminds you that you're in a war of the mind and ideas, not a physical fist fight. And, this is Monday Monad. We're all monads. Monads are eternal forever. We never cease to exist. And they kind of look like little monad lumps. Little lumpy monads. They're so cute. I like to think that, like, Loppy poops them out. Christina says, I keep my lump high on a bookcase. Yes, just so you all know, if you get a loppy lump, keep it away from your cat. Cats love lumps. Keep it away from the cat. So, tonight's kind of a short night. I don't really have much else. I kind of already said my spiel about wrapping up about what happened this week. Oh, that's a cool idea, Randall. You could do different, like, mirror lump, power lump. What would a power lump look like? I got big giant lumps. They're really big. Oh, it does look like Loppy's big and behind me. Loppy. It's like an optical illusion. Loppy's very distracting. So, floor is open up for questions. I'll be live here for 10 more minutes and then I shall toodaloo. Unless somebody asks something really juicy. And next Monday Monad, I was thinking about talking about some hilarious beef I got into with a lady that lives in an RV along the seaside because she puts like religious sentences and sayings. She writes it on cardboard and then like tapes it out in her window, in her RV window facing the street. And I run along that street every morning and I see the religious sayings that she has on the RV. And there's like this one that she had there forever, and then like I don't know, like I just kept, well, I'm trying to save this for the next episode, but like I kept running by it like every day because I'm really consistent with my running, so I keep seeing it every day. And it's a saying about how like Christ is my rock. Christ is my solid rock. And or like Christ is the, it's a reference to like the side that like, you know, the wise man builds his house upon a rock or something like that. And it had something else to do with that. I'll have to like look at, but I'm seeing it. And then there was one day, because I'm running right every day, and I was just kind of like mid run, like hitting my peak, just like woof. And then I just, okay, so you have to realize it's by the sea and there's the roaring waves, so it's not like it's super quiet. So like when I shout things sometimes when I run to like motivate myself or keep myself going or just to like give commentary on something like wow, look at that bird, or like fuck this hill, or you know, things like that. So like one day, like I just saw that sign so much about Christ being a rock, and I'm just like, I shouted something like Christ is sand, man. And I don't know if she heard me or like if and I know it's an old lady because I've seen her like walk out with her old dog, but like I don't know, she must have heard me because literally the next morning I saw that she added something to the sign, and it was like Christ is my rock, like wise man built his house on the rock. Everything, all else is sand. Just, I swear. I'm like, I swear that must have been in response to me or something. It's really funny. I'm like, Christ is sand, reason is rock. And then the very next day, she wrote on her sign, all else is sand. So I just kind of maybe want to talk about the metaphor of like, what is a solid rock? Like, what is the metaphor for a solid rock? Your solid foundation. Reason should be your solid foundation, not Christ. Jesus Christ. It's tough out there, okay? It's tough out there running along the beach. Oh. Renaissance Fairy, what golf course did the dog poo on? I am not doxing myself. This is a small town. I don't know, John. I'm not sure what you're asking exactly. That's okay. Oh. You know, how long, John, how long do we spend in the death current? I don't know. I don't really think there's time, like a concept of time. You should go, everyone should go back and watch my Halloween skit with Susan, who was a ghost in the death current. So if you go through my videos, you can see a skit of me and Susan. Susan is dressed up as a ghost, and that's supposedly the death current, or from the death current. And we talk about some interesting aspects or thoughts about the death current, and she gives really good information. Actually, I should go back and watch it myself. I don't think there's really one. I don't think there's like a set like procedure of going through the death current for everybody. I don't think it's going to be the same. I mean, like what kind of awareness are you going to have of like your experience in the death current? I don't think you're really going to have that. Oh, thanks, Randall. Randall says, I love these stories of your Hyperion interactions with world situations. I don't know what the title of the video is, but it's from the Halloween special. I did post each interaction individually, though. Maybe I could try and find it. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, yes. Here we go. Here it is. Let's see. So that's the video with Susan that we did about the death current. I don't know. John, do you remember what happened in the last time you were in the death current? Or the last infinite million times that you were in the death current? And if you did, what would it do for you right now? I think about that too, because it's like, how many times have I died already? Like, gruesome, painful deaths. And some, like, happy, maybe more somber deaths. But it's like, I've already lived, like, a crazy amount of lifetimes, which is weird to think. So it's like, if you have that in mind, it's like, what's to worry and stress about when you go through it again for the billionth time? I just, I don't know. I think it, honestly, I think, like, to experience death, I think it would just be kind of like going to sleep and just being very dreamlike. Maybe you'll just have, like, a weird compilation of dreams or something, and then just, like, suddenly you just randomly poke out of a vagina. Wah! Like, you just whoosh through a tunnel, and then all of a sudden you're like, wah! Like a brand new baby. Wah! That's how you're born. Wah! Yes. Thank you, 0 to 1. Thank you for that. Baby. Brand new baby. Is there a baby emoji? Baby. There we go. Wah. I'm kind of hoping I'll have some sort of sense to be just a little bit more advanced in my next lifetime. That's going to be really interesting. Of everything I've learned in this lifetime, I wonder how it's going to be in the next lifetime. Like, will I actually remember my past life? Will I know, like, remember bits or something? Or will I be able to recall or not? I mean, I think I can recall some of my past life, but it's all extreme, like, subjective, like, I don't know. There's no way for me to, like, prove it's real. I know when I was really little, I did kind of have the sense that, like, I did have this some sort of sense like I was somewhere else, but I didn't want to leave, so I'm wondering if I maybe died young and I wasn't ready to go. Which could be true, which couldn't. Who knows? Oh, my hams. So I've been doing like hardcore like weightlifting to get my avatar strength back up, and I did legs. And ooh, my hams. My hams. Ooh. They definitely are sore. Heck yeah, hit the like if you haven't already. You missed my epic rant about anger and shadow work earlier in the live stream. You feel free to rewind and go hit that again. Yeah, pure speculation, I feel. I like to sit and speculate where I was in a previous life. But it is all speculation. It would be nice if we could get to a point where we confirm like our previous lifetimes, or even be able to chart our lifetimes ahead. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? So, I think we should wrap it up. Stretch your hams. Wait, I ain't no lady. Who you calling lady? Oh, yeah, I do need to stretch my hams though. Oh, they are tight. Like, they were kind of, like, I did them yesterday, and they were kind of sore this morning, but then I ran 7 miles, and now they're really sore. Oh. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming, and yeah, super ecstatic to reach 1,200 subscribers soon. Our next big mark, I think that I'll celebrate, is the 1,500 subscribers. I hope I can remember this lifetime again. I don't know, but then I'm sure I've had so many like great previous lifetimes that I've just absolutely like they're gone in the wind, honey. Dust in the wind. Thank you everybody. Thank you, Noria. Yeah, thinking about the death current that's some really interesting thing. Yeah, that's a good question, John. So John says, as I am old and I want to continue waking up the world while I recognize my internet stuff. So the internet has only been a part of human life for honestly not that long. If you take like all of like human history, the internet and like social media is just not even a pinpoint, and we're just having all this access and all this platforming and this opportunity to put individual people out there. So I have this curiosity that from this point forward, if since we have access to like all this database, like more of like people, would we be able to recognize ourselves? Like if I put out all this YouTube stuff and live streaming, like, and it stays up, like it's archived and it stays up, it stays available. What if in my next lifetime I was to look at these like live streams and just be like, I think that was me. Like, that would be a very bizarre experience, and I'm kind of curious if that would start happening. And maybe not, I don't know. That's again like kind of speculative, but that's the kind of like thoughts I have sometimes as a Hyperion. Yeah, that would be weird. That would be cool, but weird. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to know. See, like, because maybe we'll develop new like mental challenges because people are like too obsessed with their past lives and their past shadow like issues. Because if you're born into a whole new life, you got a whole new like personality, a whole new thing, whole new set of circumstances. Like, would it really be worth it to obsess over your past lives? Like, what would that do for you? Very, very interesting. Oh, that's cool, Cassidy. Cassidy says, yes, I mentioned something about, a trick to help you lucid dream, where if you're wanting to stay conscious as you fall asleep and try to, like, stay aware as you enter into, like, dreaming, like, one thing you can do is, like, when you close your eyes and you can kind of see, like, maybe patterns or static or fuzz or some lighting or something in the back of your eyelids, like, in the dark when you're ready to go to sleep, like, try to focus on that instead of letting your mind wander. I know, I have enough, like, shadow issues, like, with this lifetime. I don't know if I want to deal with any past problemage from my past lifetimes. That's cool. I'm so glad it worked. Yeah, definitely tell me if any of the dream tips I give work, or if you want to tell me about, like, the dream. I think that's really interesting. I think lucid dreaming is really interesting. I kind of go to this, like an actual, like, full-on city. I don't know. Like, I have, like, a whole city I go to when I lucid dream. It's kind of consistent, like, the same thing every night, but then something different happens in different parts of the city. Let's see. Anticrisis says, do we drag shadow content into the next life? I don't think so. Maybe for some monads, maybe some would leak into your next life, maybe. I don't think, I mean, really, when you enter into a whole new avatar, like, it's a reset. It's a whole new brain. And your brain is a heavy filter, and it really just, like, blocks you from so much shit. So, Christina has to go. Good night. Good night. Mwah. Good night, and thank you for visiting. Good night, sweet Christina. And on that note, I think I'm ready to go too. So, thank you so much, everybody, for visiting. I thought we had some really interesting discussions tonight. And I love getting on here and just, like, showing my face and showing Loppy and just, like, chatting away. Like, seriously, if you missed the beginning of the live stream, like, go back to the beginning when I ranted about violence and stuff. And trying to access the power self to bypass experiencing feelings of humiliation and injustice and things like that. Like, you need to do some preparation before you act out, especially if you're acting out of anger. Anger is wonderful and beautiful, but it needs some class with it, like some righteous, classy fucking anger. That's awesome. 0 to 1 says, speaking of life and death, some of us pluggers will require new avatars in the future, so you're going for Hyperion parents next round. That's your current plan. That's my plan too. I want Hyperion parents in the next lifetime. I had crazy religious abusive parents in this lifetime, and although I learned a lot, I don't think I can take any more of it. I need a break. I need a break or I'm gonna snap. Those people turned my brain into chop suey. Navigating this thing is like navigating a spaceship with like sparks and glitches and just like still some like old software. Really bad. In fact, I want to talk sometime soon about coming from like crazy religious parents, because I know I'm not the only Hyperion. I would love to talk about that and just like how you have to, as a Hyperion, break down the belief system about yourself. Because there is so much manipulation and mind warping that like it really will affect your journey as a Hyperion, especially when you create new relationships with other Hyperions. It's so important to really check your shadow with that shit. I think so that I want to speak about that kind of stuff too. How did we get into that? I don't know. All right. Thank you, everybody. I love you all. Have a good weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. I'm still on the fence of what I want to talk about exactly on Monday, but be sure that I am going to post a video on Monday. Anyways. Here's Loppy. Say goodnight to Loppy, and enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Goodbye.
What?